Coming to you from the Black Goat 39 Studios, this is the GURU Talkin Sports Podcast, episode 141. Now here's your host, the Guru of Sports. It always stops it like right at the end. Hello, sports fans, and welcome. Welcome to episode 141 of the GURU Talkin Sports Podcast. I am your host, the Guru of Sports. Well, I'm flying solo today, and first of all, I just want to say thank you for tuning in and joining me for another episode of this fine podcast, the GURU Talkin Sports. Excuse me. Before we get into anything, I want to mention something, and this has been a very, very tough week in sports, college sports, and I wanted to say something about the college kids down in Virginia that lost their lives. I just wanted to make sure that I did have some kind of thought process on what happened, and basically just mention the guys' names and send my heartfelt condolences out to the University of Virginia and the families of the 3 young men that were slain. And, it's really hard when, you have young people, trying to, do things and get their lives together and everything. And they were cut short. Cut short by, a tragedy. This is a tragedy. And I just wanted to make sure that I mention this situation. It's really hard. It's really hard when you see college kids go to school and, they just got back from a field trip or so. And from what I understand was that one of their teammates shot all 3 of these kids, and shot a couple of others, and I think a couple of others are still recovering from their injuries and all. But I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't going to be kind of left in vain. If you can excuse me for a second, I just, it's really, really hard. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm going to pause this right now. This is an unexpected break, but I just wanted to pause this right now for a second to try to get my thoughts and myself together, trying to talk about this. I'll be right back in just a second. Welcome back to the GURU Talkin Sports Podcast, and I'm very sorry that I had to take that little break there because I was thinking about this again, and I was getting a little shaken up because it seems as though that, like kids going to school, it shakes me up because I have a high school senior, and I worry about him every single day. And if you're any kind of parent, or if you have kids in school and everything, you think about these things nowadays. I mean, when I was growing up and went to school, we really didn't have to think about this stuff. But it seems as though that it's a continuous path that we're going down. And it seems like all these things are starting to keep going and going and going. This is not the first college that had this. Remember, Virginia Tech a while back had it. High schools like Columbine, elementary schools like Sandy Hook. All these school shootings is just really, really, it's traumatic, and it's a tragedy. And it's a shame that we have to keep going through this every single time. It's really, outrageous. And I wish that we could do something, our lawmakers would do something to try to calm down this situation with all these school shootings. My condolences go out to the family of Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry. Also, my condolences go out to the 4 students in the University of Idaho that were murdered this week as well. Like I said, I just don't understand it, but hopefully there will be a solution to this, and hopefully that it can be solved by doing the right thing. Right now, I just don't know what it is, but I just hope that it gets better. This is a powerful thing to think about, and it's a powerful message to bring, because, my thing is to bring sports. But when real life interacts with sports, I have to do that. I have to do my duty to bring you that as well. And, sometimes it hits home, and sometimes it just, it takes a toll. So I wanted you guys to know that, like I said, at the end of this program, at the end of this podcast, I usually leave a moment of silence for our cousin Aaron. And, this week, I'm going to have to leave it for the 4 students up in Idaho that were murdered, and I have to leave it for the 3 football players that were murdered as well. So I'm going to try to do this podcast a little bit, but I just wanted to give my thoughts and my prayers and condolences going out to those families. Now, if you can hear that in the background, when I left Thursday night, Friday morning, I had 2 dogs. I come back home, and now there's a 3rd dog in here. And we don't know where this dog came from, but it looks a little bit like Alex and Ellie, but this guru's been trying to find out where the dog is from, if it's lost. We even put out Facebook alerts and flyers and everything, and we still haven't got an answer on where this dog comes from. So right now, this is the first. I just got back from upstate New York, and like I said, when I walked in here, there was another dog. And I'm trying to figure out why do I have 3 dogs now? So we're trying to figure out where this doggy's coming from. So if you hear, a little bit of barking in the background, That's not Alex or Ellie. That's the new dog. And to tell you the truth, we don't even have. We couldn't figure out if she had a name or whatever. But you know, it's a cute dog, and we'll take care of it as much as we can until we can find it a home. But you know, it's kind of crowded in here right now with two dogs, and Ellie and Alex is enough right now. So hopefully we're gonna try to find a home for this little lady, and I think somebody's coming over tomorrow to you know, to try to, you know, maybe take it home or so with them, because like I said, we don't know where it came from, but you know, we got to figure out what we can do to give it a good home. We wasn't going to take it to a rescue place or a shelter or anything like that. You know, that's what I guess what we do. You know, we're animal lovers, and we want to make sure that we give all animals a good home. You know, and you know, a temporary home or so. All right. So anyway, like I said, I left here. There was two dogs, and now there's three. So we got to figure that out. All right. Coming up on the podcast today, I have something new. Something new. Yes, so I always try to come up with something new, because you know what? The Guru is like that. Now, this little segment is called "The Guru is Always Right," which I am. I'm always right. I told you Philadelphia was going to lose, and you know, you guys just don't believe me. And so here, I got the proof. I'm going to prove to you that, yeah, the Guru is always right. College rap I got coming up, and, you know, hey, all four of the major top four teams in the polls right now, they struggle a little bit today. And, you know, my guys, they pulled it out, and now they got to play that team from up north next week. The big game, the game, which is called, I always call it the big game, because, you know, we're always going to be there. And, you know, last year we got a little bit of payback to give to Michigan for that performance, that lackluster performance that we put up last year. All right, so we got college rap, news and notes, and you know, I got to talk about the Jersey Devils. Oh, man, they looking good. Then in the second half, we got Poo-Poo of the Week. There's a question for Ask the Guru, which, you know, I haven't did in a while, but, you know, a lot of people, you know, I've had a lot of questions asked for Ask the Guru, but I haven't been playing them because I've been, you know, we've been concentrating on all the football. And see, like I try to explain to you guys, is that, you know, football consumes a lot, you know. So, you know, we try to make sure that we include the college, and then we got an NFL stuff that we got to pick. And, you know, that's how it is. It's like a lot of stuff. So we're going to try to pack it in. After I take a break from Ask the Guru, I'm going to come back with picks of the week, Guru's picks of the week. Guru was perfect last week, and let's say Caden was 6 and 7 last week, so he didn't do so good. Guru was perfect. I will have Thanksgiving picks, because usually I don't pick the Thursday night game, because usually the Thursday night game is pretty trashy. You know, other than what happened last Thursday night with Tennessee beating Green Bay, and it seems like Green Bay's season is over. You know, hey, we got 3 games for Thanksgiving. I'm going to, you know, include those in the picks as well. So, and then we're going to wrap this thing up and get out of here. But like I said, I just wanted to make sure that my condolences and everything goes out to the students of Idaho University and the University of Virginia as well. So I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another official break. Come back with the college wrap. Actually, yeah, I'll do that. I'll take the break and then we'll come back with college wrap. Like I said, I'm just kind of really still a little bit in shock by this tragedy that happened down in Virginia, and I think a lot of you guys out there are probably feeling the same way. But it takes me a little time to sometimes to get over these things. So I want you guys to know that I'm gonna be okay. But my heart, thoughts, and prayers are with the people of University of Virginia right now. All right, I'll tell you what. We'll take this break. We'll be right back with the college wrap. And for the first time here, voice actress lady is coming on. Here she is.
You're listening to the GURU Talkin Sports podcast.
Welcome back to the GURU Talkin Sports podcast. This is episode 141. And like I told you before, I have a new segment. This first new segment is called The Guru is Always Right. Now check this out. I want to play for you a little clip that I told you that I was right about. Here you go. Let's check this out.
Playing the Eagles. They're flying high now.
That's the 8-0 undefeated Eagles.
Yeah, they're flying high for now. Just remember, no, I said that word. For now. For now. We know who you guys. I'm going to take the 11 points. I think Washington can cover this game, but I don't think Washington can win this game. And believe me, they showed me something last week. But you know what? I think under all the pressure, all the stuff that they went through with this stupid owner, I think they really might pull it out. I'm going to take the 11 points.
They have talent, but
they have a lot of talent.
They do, but I don't. They're in a terrible situation.
Yeah. Well, if you had an owner that was really bad and couldn't do anything, it would be a terrible situation too. All right, so the bye week is Baltimore, Cincinnati, New England.
All right, as you can see, I did say that I take the. I didn't think that they could win, but like I said, I took the 11 points, and deep down inside, I knew that they could win. So the Guru is always right. So what did I say? I took the 11 points. I won, and guess what? Eagle fans are still mad at me. But you know what? This is like it is. It's like this. Okay. I basically am not an Eagle hater. I just know when stuff is going to happen. Now, somebody asked, well, one of the Eagle fans texted me and asked me, "What do you think you are, Nostradamus?" I said, somewhat. I am a kind of like a guru Nostradamus or whatever. But you know what? I knew some things, you could just kind of see. I knew that the Eagles were going to lose that game. And I told you the Eagles were going to lose that game. But, everybody was texting me when the Jaguars, lost. Guess what? I texted some of those 50 people and told them the Eagles was going to lose this game. And they were telling me I am crazy. And guess what? I was right. And proves my point again. The Guru is always right. Okay, now, see, that's the thing. It's just that, Eagle fans, oh man, it's just, they're not undefeated anymore, so, live with it. And I did say that, okay, they might go 14-3. I'm giving them 14-3. That's not bad. That can basically give them the number one seed in the NFC. And the way things are looking right now, they probably could get the number one seed in the NFC. But you know, a lot of people don't like Minnesota. I like Minnesota. I think they're pretty good. I'm glad that I got Justin Jefferson on my fantasy team. Indeed. Okay, so let's go to the college wrap. Now, I'm sitting up here right now watching Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. And Oklahoma State is actually ranked. They're ranked number 24. But yet and still, right now, it's in the second quarter. And Oklahoma is just dominating this game. And, you know, it seems like they, you know, guys are doing trick plays and flea flickers and all that stuff. But, you know, Oklahoma is winning this game. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of update on some of these games that are going on right now. There are a couple that's still going on. All right, let me see here. There's a lot. Okay, I actually have to go to all the games that are. All right, like my TV tells me the scores right now, and I'm actually flicking through. Cal is leading Stanford 20-17 in the fourth quarter. At halftime, listen to this score. South Carolina is beating Tennessee, number 5 Tennessee, 35-24, and they've been playing some game. They've been playing some ball. South Carolina is not that good, but yet they're still hanging in there with them. UCLA and USC, the big crosstown rivalry. I went to one of these games. Like maybe back in, let's see, 95, somewhere around in there. Something like that. But I got to tell you guys later about one day about the games I went to in one day. I went to see Tennessee and UCLA, and I saw Florida State and Southern Cal in the nightcap. And it was pretty good because I got a chance to see Peyton Manning when he played in college. And I got a chance to see Bobby Bowden and the Boulware brothers, or whatever they're called. And they played USC, and they beat USC. Florida State was ranked really, really high at that time. USC was ranked pretty high. And UCLA was actually pretty good back then, too. Tennessee actually, I think, won the national title that year. So, you know, pretty good matchups that I got a chance to see in the college game. And like I said, I've been to a lot of college football games, but that Tennessee UCLA game was something special. In being able to see Peyton Manning in his college days was really exciting. Okay, let me get to some of the final scores that went on today. Michigan, they squeaked by on a field goal with about like maybe 20 seconds left. They beat Illinois 19-17. TCU, now they had a last-second field goal, and this thing was crazy. They beat Baylor 29-28. Navy upset UCF, University of Central Florida. They beat them, and Central Florida is ranked 17. They beat them 17-14. Number 25, Oregon State beat Arizona State 31-7. Notre Dame crushed Boston College 44-0. Number 1, Georgia squeaked by Kentucky 16-6. Kansas State beat West Virginia 48-31. Number 22, Cincinnati beat Temple 23-3. Texas avenged their loss from last year to Kansas. They beat them 55-14. And Ohio State, whew, that was a game. I was really nervous about this game because I know that Maryland plays them very, very tough. Back in 2018, they played an overtime game. Ohio State beat them 52-51. And this game was back and forth. Actually, Ohio State was losing at the half 13-10. They come out with the win 43-30 on a wild play at the end where Tua Tagovailoa's brother plays for Maryland. He threw the ball up in the air, and it was returned for a touchdown, and they were basically almost like at the goal line. So Ohio State and Michigan, the big one, the big game, the game is next week. And guess what? Oh, I can't wait. I'm definitely going to be sitting here with some adult beverages and just chilling out after a long day of shopping, probably resting up and all. And I'm going to be watching Ohio State, Michigan. And that's going to be a good one because both these teams coming in at 11-0. And, Blake Corum got hurt today for Michigan. And the running game for Ohio State didn't look too bad. But, they had Dallas, or I'm sorry if I messed his name up, Dallas Hayden. And he had 3 touchdowns a day. So Ohio State, Michigan, I can't wait. That's going to be the game. So, all right. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. You got USC and UCLA. Colorado and Washington are playing also right now. So you got a lot of different teams. And, like I said, Bedlam is going on, Oklahoma State, and Oregon and Utah is going to be coming up later tonight. And probably after this podcast goes off, I'm definitely going to have to check out Utah. I really like the Utah Utes. They're pretty good. Pretty steady team. And they're in Eugene to play the Oregon Ducks. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to go to another break, and then we'll come back with news and notes. And I definitely got to talk about, the New Jersey Devils. I really like what they've been doing, and they're really, really solid. So you guys take care and hang with me. I'll be right back right after this.
You're listening to the Guru Talking Sports podcast.
Welcome back to the Guru Talking Sports podcast. This is episode 141. I just went out to get something to drink, and I don't know what it is, but it's like it's getting to be like an animal house in here. There's a big playpen in my dining room, and now Ms. Guru, she put on some jazz music for the new dog. I mean, I don't even get jazz music when I go to bed. I'm like, wow. And then I went in to check on her and the other 2 dogs, and she's like, don't say nothing to her. Let her go to sleep. I'm like, hey, I'm not bothering her. I'm like, hey, I don't know why. I'm like, what is this, a brand new setup and stuff for me? I don't know what it is, but anyway. All right, let's go on to news and notes. It's like I come home from off the road and there's a whole new setup in here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so Aaron Judge wins the MVP. Verlander wins Cy Young, and the pitcher from the Marlins, he won the Cy Young for the National League. Goldschmidt won the MVP in the American or the National League as well. Judge is going to get paid, so we don't know what he's going to do. So he might end up staying in New York, which a lot of people, I listen to a lot of the WFAN, and they probably say that most of them think that he is going to come back, but I don't know. There's a lot of suitors out there, and the San Francisco Giants said that they were going to do everything they can to bring him home. So we never know. We don't know what the number is going to be. So it could be, he could get up to $400 million. He could get more, But see, that's the thing. They said that the Yankees did make him an offer, but we don't know what the offer is. So now the ball is kind of like in his court to figure that out. Okay. Today, Jim Boeheim, coach of the Syracuse Orangemen, which is, one of my favorite basketball teams. I like Syracuse. And, I tried to get Caden Guru to at least apply for Syracuse, but I don't know if he's going to do it or not. But anyway, Jim Boeheim won his 1,000th game today. Now, a little while ago, they had maybe 101 of them were, rescinded from his record, but anyway, he did win his 1,000th game today. So I just wanted to make sure I pass that along. I've been talking about the New Jersey Devils. I'm just, going to briefly go through this because Devils have won 12 in a row. Now, I'm a Kings fan. I love the LA Kings. But on the East Coast here, the only team I can actually root for is New Jersey Devils because they're like basically almost closer to me. Now I am actually close to Philadelphia, but Flyers, John Tortorella, I don't think that's a good idea. But anyway, I always liked the New Jersey Devils. I always thought that they had a great looking jersey, cool jersey, and like I said, hey, it's some teams that I do like. I mean, it's like, I always liked the Nets because they were in New Jersey. I like the Devils because they were in New Jersey. And, those are my teams. I just like those. But anyway, Jersey is like hot. They're really hot. 12 wins in a row and, leading their division right now. And like I said, hey, it might be a change in the guard up in the New York area. Or you might see all three, the Rangers, the Islanders, and the New Jersey Devils in the playoffs this year. You never know. But like I said, I really like the New Jersey Devils. And the Kings haven't been doing too bad either. They're like right up there with the Golden Knights in their division as well, out on the West Coast. But like I said, on the East Coast here, I usually like, I do like New Jersey Devils. That's my team. All right. So like I said, we're done with that news and notes. And I'm going to do this right now. Okay. This is called Ask the Guru. Ask the Guru anything. Ask the Guru, what his favorite color, what his favorite movie is, whatever. Favorite color is black. Favorite movie of all time is Back to the Future. I love Back to the Future. I think it's one of the funniest, craziest movies of all time. Matter of fact, I play Marty in some of the times I watch the movie. Sometimes I play Doc Brown. Sometimes I play, the dad. Or sometimes I play Biff. But like I said, I love the movie. Back to the Future is like my favorite movie of all time. Other than, let's see, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I always liked that movie. I watched that a lot. Let me see, what else? I can sit down and watch all the time. Probably Godfather. I like the Godfather as well. Get the gun, grab the cannolis. I love that. One of my favorite sayings, you know. The other one where he says, every time I'm out, they pull me back in. That was Al Pacino. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. Okay, here's the question from Kim in Fort Lee, New Jersey, or Fort Lee, New York. She asked me, what is my favorite all-time football team? Wow. My favorite all-time football team is probably the Baltimore Colts. When I was growing up, I loved the Baltimore Colts. Johnny Unitas was one of my favorite guys. Got a chance to meet Johnny Unitas years ago, and really nice guy. And it's kind of weird because like years ago, I had to interview Johnny Unitas and Brooks Robinson for a school project, and it was one of the greatest things I ever done. And Johnny Unitas was like one of my favorite guys. Baltimore Colts. When I think of it, here's a funny story, interesting story that actually got me to be an Ohio State fan. I used to know the Hall of Fame tackle from the Baltimore Colts, Mr. Jim Parker. Mr. Jim Parker was an Ohio State grad, and you know I used to go down to his liquor store that he owned, and we used to talk Ohio State, and we used to talk Baltimore Colts all the time. And he was a really, really nice guy. And you know, when I did get a chance to go up to the Hall of Fame back in 2016, I actually I stood at his bust and I looked at it, and I just thought about all the times that I used to sit and talk to him and ask him questions about the Baltimore Colts, all the Hall of Famers that he played against, the greatest game of all time, which was the Giants and the Baltimore Colts in the first sudden death game or so. And we talked about Johnny Unitas, and like I said, both Johnny and Jim Parker are no longer with us, but that was one of my favorite things I ever done, was just to talk to both of those guys, and they were both really, really cool, nice guys. So my answer to you, Kim, is that Baltimore Colts always. I was a big Lido Mitchell fan, and everything, but the Baltimore Colts broke my heart when they moved to Indianapolis, and I still haven't recovered since. But I remember the playoff game when they had against the Oakland Raiders, kind of make me think that, hey, the Raiders aren't that bad of a team. So, like I said, once Baltimore left and broke our hearts, I had no team, and then I ended up rooting for the Raiders for a while. And matter of fact, I'm still rooting for the Raiders, and that's why I'm a Raider Jaguar fan right now. Jaguars, I actually, when Baltimore left, didn't have a team. When the two new teams came into the league, I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to go with Jacksonville. So my loyalty now is to the Las Vegas Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And don't get me wrong, I do like the New York Jets because the Jets have always been like a cool team, and I always like guys like Joe Namath, Curtis Martin, and everything like that. So I pull for the Jets. I make sure that the Jets are cool. So I pull for them as well. All right. So okay, here we go. that is the end of the first half. And I'll be back with the second half with the poo-poo of the week. And then we'll get into the NFL picks. And then we'll wrap this thing up. All right, now, really appreciate you listening. I'll be right back in a few. And like I said, this is the Guru Talking Sports Podcast, episode 141. And now we got the voice actress lady coming up.
You're listening to the Guru Talking Sports Podcast.
Welcome back to the Guru Talking Sports Podcast. This is episode 141. And I did want to mention that the game between Virginia and Coastal Carolina was canceled. And I'm not sure if they're going to cancel the game next week with their rivals, Virginia Tech. So, Virginia Tech. I don't think, it's really, you say this. It's not really, I don't know. It's just the situation with that happened. Really, the guys on the team probably are not really thinking about football right now. They're just thinking about life, things in life in general. So, still, really, really tragic thing that happened. And, I'll say it again. My condolences go out to the University of Virginia. And it's just really, really hard. It's a hard thing to talk about as well. But, like I said, this is one of those instances where real life comes into sports. And, like I said, I always try to do this podcast to make sure that I take your mind off of real life for a while and just think about something in general, something, funny that I say or try to do, or, just have a comment on about sports. Take you away from life for a little bit. That's what the purpose is. All right, so we got the poo-poo of the week. Voice actress lady, what do you got?
Hoo-wee. What's that smell?
That smell is actually the poo-poo of the week. So, the poo-poo of the week this week has got to go to the Green Bay Packers. Come on. Oh, man, they look terrible. That win over Dallas was just basically a fluke, because, Dallas should have won that game. And the game that they played against Tennessee the other night, it was just really, really terrible. When you can get Derrick Henry to throw a jump pass for a touchdown on your defense, you're having a bad night. But anyway, the Green Bay Packers are just basically all but dead. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers should. I don't know. I don't think he should play the next couple of games, only because I look at it this way. If he has a messed up finger or thumb, something like that, one of those, they should go ahead and give Jordan Love a try. See how it works. Because basically his season is over. So what can you do? So the poo-poo of the week for the first time is actually the Green Bay Packers. I've never, ever had the Green Bay Packers on as a poo-poo of the week, but now they are basically it. And congratulations to the poo-poo of the week, and that's the Green Bay Packers. Oh, man, they look terrible. All right, so anyway, the poo-poo of the week is done. Ask the Guru is done. And now it's about that time. It's about that time for Guru's Picks of the Week. Here we go.
And now it's time for Guru's Picks of the Week.
Thank you, voice actress lady. All right, so like I said last week, Caden did 6-7, wasn't too bad, and he got the Philadelphia game wrong, and he was bragging about his 8-1 Philadelphia Eagles, and I told him, like I said, the Guru's always right. So bear with me now as we go into the picks of the week, and I'm pretty happy because UCLA has a 21-20 lead over USC at the half, and I'm watching that game. Washington, number 18, Washington is winning. Most of these games now are just the late games over on the West Coast, and they basically are, they're out there. Okay, so I want to update you on a couple little things. South Carolina is still beating number 5 Tennessee 42-31. Like I said, I never give these scores out this late, but I do want to mention one other upset. Georgia Tech beat North Carolina. North Carolina is ranked number 13 in the country, 21-17. So, North Carolina is going to take that slide downward. So, okay, so let's get into the picks of the week. Naturally, Guru's perfect for the whole season. Hasn't missed a pick. And he's done his job. He's really, like I said, the Guru's always right? Okay, now I got also, now like I said, I'm going to make sure that I give you the Thanksgiving Day picks and odds for Thanksgiving. Okay, first off, Chicago is going to Atlanta to play the Falcons. And at this point, I think Arthur Smith has done a great job. But I like to see what Justin Fields has got. And now I'm going to go with, they're a 3-point favorite. I'm going with Chicago to win that game. Okay. Cleveland and Buffalo. Now, Buffalo had a problem. They had to get out of their area because of 5 feet of snow, okay? And I'm still trying to figure out if they made it out of Buffalo. They're going to Detroit to play this game. They're going to be the home team in Detroit. They play Cleveland, and like I said, even though that they lost last week, I think Buffalo will still manage to pull it out. So I'm going with Buffalo. They're 8-point favorite over Cleveland in Detroit. Like I said, that is a change because of the weather. They had to make sure that they didn't get all those people swamped and stuck in Western Virginia or Western New York. So we're going to go with that. Okay, the next one is Philadelphia going up against the 1-0, listen to this, 1-0 Jeff Saturday, who came from the press box to coach the team. Philadelphia's 7-point favorite. I think Philadelphia is pretty mad because they lost to Washington. And yes, Philadelphia fans, I'm going to take you to win this game. Now, if you lose to Washington, or if you lose to Washington, right? So, if you lose to Indianapolis, this is going to be a bigger story. But like I said, I'm going to take Philadelphia to 7 points, and I'm going to go with them. Okay. Next up, you got the New York Jets going into New England. I like the Jets in this game. They're getting 3.5 points, so I'm definitely going to go with the Jets on this play. I like the Jets. I like what the Jets have done. They got really good talent, defensive talent as well. I finally got my Sauce Gardner jersey, so I'm definitely going to wear that. So I'm really, really excited about my Sauce Gardner jersey. and I like New York. Give me the 3.5 points. Okay, New Orleans is at home against the Rams. Rams are a terrible defending champion. They're really, really bad. I'm going to go with New Orleans, and I wish they would go ahead and start Jameis Winston, but I'm going to go with New Orleans in the 2.5 points. Detroit is going to play in the Meadowlands. They're playing the Giants in the Meadowlands. Remember, they're not in Detroit because Cleveland and Buffalo is there. So, with that, New York Giants are a 3-point favorite. I'm going to go with the Giants. I'm surprised that the Detroit Lions are playing this well. I mean, they played pretty good. They won a couple of different games. But still, I still think that the Giants are for real, and they might end up making the playoffs. So, like I said, this is one of the games that they have to play and win because, they got that quick game on Thanksgiving against Dallas, and we'll see how that goes. All right, next game on the docket. You got Baltimore as a 13-point favorite over Carolina. Carolina, I don't think they can beat anybody. I'm going to take Baltimore, my hometown team, and they got 13 points. I'm going to take that too. But, if you're smart, you might want to, cash in on Baltimore and the 13 points. Okay, last game in the 1 o'clock window. Washington is at Houston. Washington is a 3-point favorite. Excuse me for a second. I am going to go with Washington in this game because they look pretty decent and they are emotionally high after the win over the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, the 4 o'clock window has 3 games. The Denver Broncos, is at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are getting 3.5 points. I'm going to take the 3.5 points and go with the Raiders. I know that they're banged up. I know that they're not good, and they haven't been playing good, but I think they have to break out of this spell sometime, and hopefully it's now or never. One of the big games in the 4 o'clock window is the marquee matchup against the Dallas Cowboys are going into Minnesota. Remember, the Hail Mary came from this game back in 1975 when Roger Staubach hit Drew Pearson and he tiptoed into the end zone and the Hail Mary was born. I'm going to go with Minnesota in this game because, like I said, I'm glad that I got Justin Jefferson on my fantasy team, and I'm going to keep going with Minnesota and see how they run. All right, Pittsburgh is at home. They're playing Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a minus 3.5 point favorite. I like Cincinnati to win this game because I think Joe Burrow can get it together. Joe Mixon, before they went on their break, remember he had those 5 touchdowns. And that guy is amazing. So I'm going to go with Cincinnati. All right. The 8 o'clock game is the Kansas City Chiefs at Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to go with Kansas City. I never go against Patrick Mahomes. 5.5 point favorites, lay to 5.5 and take Kansas City. Monday night is the last game on the docket. You got the San Francisco 49ers, who's looking pretty good, that's been playing pretty good, against the Arizona Cardinals, who, beat the defending champs. 8 points is a lot, but I'm definitely going to go with San Francisco in this game. Okay, so this week's picks, I'm going with Chicago -3, Buffalo -8, Philadelphia -7. I'm taking 3.5 points on the Jets. New Orleans, I'm taking them. The Giants, Baltimore, Washington, Las Vegas, Minnesota, Cincinnati, Kansas City, and San Francisco. Those are my picks. You can write them down. I'm not going to tell you, if I win, I win. I'm definitely going to tell you when I do win instead of when I lose. Okay, so my Thanksgiving Day picks are in, and I'm, going to go with these here. Buffalo is a 10-point favorite over Detroit in Detroit for Thanksgiving, which they always play. So I like the 10 points, and I'll take Buffalo in this game. Okay, the Giants are going to be going down to Big D. Dallas always has a Thanksgiving Day game. Remember the one back, let's say 1976 or 77. Clint Longley came off the bench for Roger Staubach, and he was called the Mad Bomber, and he ended up beating Washington in that game. One of the greatest Thanksgiving Day games of all time. So I'm going to definitely go with the New York Giants in this game. I'm definitely going to take the Giants. So let me mark this. Buffalo, the Giants. Last game on the docket is Minnesota is at home against New England. New England is a 3.5-point dog, and I'm definitely going with Minnesota. They're real. People don't understand. They keep saying that they're not real and they're coming back to the pack. No, I believe that they are real, and I think that they will beat New England on Thanksgiving night. That is the last game. The first game, I don't know if I'm going to really watch because Buffalo's going to probably blow them out. Okay, second game, definitely, and the third game for sure. Okay, now, teams that are on bye this week. We got Jacksonville, Miami, Seattle, Tampa Bay. Now, for my fantasy team, it doesn't look good for my 9-1, fantasy team that I have in my league. Doesn't look good at all, but I'm going to give it my best shot, because my quarterbacks, Geno Smith, Tom Brady, Tua, and Trevor Lawrence are all on bye this week. So some of these good quarterbacks. Actually, I have Seattle's quarterback, Geno Smith, and I have Tom Brady, and both of them are on, they are on byes this week. So we can't count on them. All right, so that's basically it, what we got to do. So, like I said, really appreciate you listening. Thank you for your time. And, like I said, my condolences go out to, Virginia and Idaho as well. All right. So, I want to make sure that I'll let you guys know that I'm going to do these particulars, and I apologize. I'm not going to be able to do shouts today. I just want to say thank you to my man Justin and my man Ted up in on Long Island, New York. I want to say thank you to my Uncle Gary and my cousin Dane for always supporting this podcast and always listening when a lot of people, can't listen or so. But anyway, I appreciate everybody for listening, and thank you for your support. It means a lot to me because, like I said, every day I think of these things, some of these things I hear, and like I said, I want to make sure that I bring them to the table and make sure that you guys know where I'm coming from as the guru of sports. Find me on Facebook, Guru's Daily Shorts. You can find me on YouTube, The Guru of Sports Show. IG is Guru Talkin Sports underscore podcast on IG. Gmail is gurudailyshorts@gmail.com. Twitter is the official Twitter handle for the podcast is MacGTS_BB39. So check that out wherever you get your Twitter at, wherever you're Twittering from or whatever. Okay, like I said, all the outlets, talking Spreaker, I'm talking iTunes, iHeart, Podchaser, Spotify. I'm on all of these. So check me out on those as well. All right, big props and shout outs to my friends, Mary Mack, the Mary Mack Show on Grief. Check out her website. It's called The Grief Authority. My man, Jeff Duarte, Cali Sports News. Appreciate you. Young GM, always call him the Young MC. But he's a young GM, my cousin Curtis, and his grandson, Jarrett. Great job they do. Appreciate you guys. My man Dave May Jr., former MLB star, and he's a scout for the Toronto Blue Jays. My baseball insider, I really appreciate you, my man. Hopefully our Raiders can get back together and do what they're supposed to do and get back on track. I do want to mention one thing before we go about the Raiders is that, Jonathan Abrams, they shipped off, and he's now in Green Bay. And, my boys are banged up. They're banged up a little bit, but hopefully they can get it back together. So, I definitely want to thank my crew, Caden Guru. Appreciate you. He's executive producer and board op when he's here. That's when he's here. Okay. Ray Guru is our musical director and engineer and technical advisor. Dante Guru is backup co-host, show contributor, and our cousin Aaron, co-host. Rest in peace, my brother. We appreciate you. The motto and saying is, this has been a Black Goat production for Black Goat Sports, copyright 2022, all rights reserved. We don't hate, we always create. We congratulate, and we don't steal from anybody. So use the hashtag the Guru Talkin Sports. Big props. Appreciate you guys. And like I said, we're gonna wrap this up right now. And just remember to pray for the families of the people up in Idaho, and pray for the family down in Virginia. Really appreciate everything that you do. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you taking the time to pick this podcast up and listen to it. And I hope you get some entertainment out of it. Maybe you'll laugh a little bit. Maybe you'll think a little bit. So that's all I got for today. So we'll be back next week with episode 141. And guess what? We will have the big results for the big game. And I think this might be coming out on Friday because Saturday is going to be a lot going on. Or I might have to push this off until early Sunday morning when after everything, after the big game goes down and everything. So, you guys, we really appreciate you. You guys take care, and we'll see you soon. The Guru will see you real soon. Back with episode 142. You guys take care of yourself. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. And we might see you Thanksgiving. You never know. So, this is it. Guru signing off. And remember, send out your condolences for Virginia and Idaho. Thank you guys. You guys take care. Have a great, great week and a great, safe Thanksgiving as well. Take care.